We are back from Japan and we are exhausted.
We cannot wait to share what we found at Mandarake.
And I need a cup of coffee.
Mandarake, toy heaven. It is one of the greatest places to visit in the world.
I tell you, I've seen wonders of the world, right? I've been to Sagrada Familia in Barcelona.
I've seen the Eiffel Tower.
I've been to the bioluminescent bay in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
I've been to Cruce de la Plaza de Valle in España, Sevilla. And Mandarake blows them all out of the water. This was a religious experience for me.
Absolutely. I had to visit not just one, but 3 different Mandarake locations while I was in Japan.
Mandarake is an institution of toys and collectibles in Japan. They started many millennia ago. They have amassed this enormous collection of stores, including basically an entire mall, Nagano Broadway.
Yes.
The folks at Mandarake have built a business on buying back your collectibles and putting them out there at really reasonable prices. And this is a great time to get introduced to Mandarake, learn more about them, because they have launched an eBay store. So now there are no longer barriers. We are approaching singularity at a frightening breakneck speed, because now you can acquire all the great stuff that Mandarake come across on their eBay store. Link in the description. Starting at a place like the Nagano Broadway store, you kind of get this map. And it shows you how in this mall, this seemingly regular shopping mall, there are actually different stores that are dedicated to a single aspect of toy collecting.
You have your retro collectibles, you have one for just Bikkuriman, you have just one for manga and books, and then you have one for just vinyl, and it is just amazing. If you go to other Mandarake locations like the one in Shibuya or in Akihabara, it's just one building and it's tiered out by floor. This one, Nakano Mall, is about, I think, 4 floors?
Yeah, 4 floors. There's
and they're scattered.
24 stores, about that many.
And 50% is Mandarake.
You will see hand-painted cells from the anime that you love so much. You know,
I saw movie 13, Dragon Ball Z.
It's unreal. They have like original drawings from the artists. They have my favorite place, though. No surprise to anybody, was the Kinkeshi store.
Oh, yes.
This is a relatively newer store within the Nagano Broadway Mall. It is dedicated to little rubber guys, which we love. We've covered here on the show many times.
In our intro, if you haven't noticed.
I had the pleasure of meeting Miyakoshi, who is the this guy is the expert, right? He is the de facto expert of all things Kinkeshi. He was actually there at the store. He's written Rex magazine. I'm sure that I'm butchering the name of it, but I know from on eBay searches, I searched for Rex magazine, these tiny little books that are put together, covering Kinkeshi, and crazy bootlegs, very expensive one, pachis, which are like, when kids or adults sort of cut up Kinkeshi and use different limbs on different characters. He didn't speak very much English, but we have a mutual friend, Tyler, and I showed him the picture of him with Tyler, and then he took me around and they were showing me everything in there. He was very impressed. I knew Necklace Fortress and all the like obscure lines that I picked up there. I could have easily spent an entire day.
You went twice.
I went twice. I went back my last day. There's just so much to see. And they have these big bricks of random keshi you can buy for about $10. And then they have the bins, which...
Yes. I was fortunate enough to just dig through and just pick out all these Dragon Ball ones. And they were in different colors, like the same figure in different colors. And I spent a good amount of time just picking the ones that I wanted to pick up. And they were like coins.
It was like 100 yen or 80 yen.
Yeah.
It's less than $1 basically.
So right now you're seeing the few Dragon Ball keshi that I picked up, but you went nuts. You got a bunch of stuff.
I got the very first Grail I ever had, right? Around like 1998 when eBay was just kind of picking up steam, and you could finally look at photos on the internet in like AOL chat groups. It was very like cutting edge stuff. But I found out about the Kinnikuman Coliseum, which I never knew existed. First of all, I didn't know Muscle Man was Kinnikuman. I didn't know Muscle Man was not from the US. I just assumed it was a creation by Mattel. It's not. It has this enormous life, and it's been around for decades, and it's concurrently a story that's being told in Japan, the story of Kinnikuman. So one of the first items I ever found out that was like a region exclusive was this Kinnikuman Coliseum, this enormous play set that you build and it has stadium seating, and you put your Kinkeshi collection in it. You sort of populate the audience, and it's an amazing piece. And I always assumed it would be $300, $500, something like that. They had it at the Kinkeshi store, and it was roughly about $70 US.
Yes.
Amazing. Now they didn't speak a ton of English, so I was like, "Is this complete?" And they're like, "Incomplete." And they're very, the Japanese take such good care of their collectibles, and they're very transparent about the flaws of a product. They'll write it right on the sort of price tag, what's missing and what's not. I couldn't sort of figure out with my very limited Japanese what was not included, but I was like, $70, I'm gonna roll the dice on this. So I got it, I built it, and it was only missing one of the Keshi figures inside. Everything else was there. It was in pristine condition. The rubber bands had sort of deteriorated over time, but other than that, this is like a crown jewel that I now have. It was amazing. What an experience.
Especially as a Keshi collector, having this Coliseum, you can display all the variety of Keshi that you own. It brings your Keshi collection like full circle.
It ties the room together. Yeah. I did manage to get 2 Kinnikuman that were not released here in the States that I've wanted for a very long time. So this is Terryman, I guess. And this is him in his sort of poncho and a cowboy hat. I think that's really awesome. I saw that. That was one of the ones in the case, in the special boxes, and I was like, oh, I love that one. I gotta get that one. Probably about $10. And then I bought 2 of the sort of random bags of Kinkeshi.
And inside you got one of the ones that you've been looking for?
And inside I got a very special one. So this is
a female?
Kinnikuman's mom.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it says on her forehead, Mama. Isn't that great?
Yeah, you can totally tell that it's Kinnikuman's mom.
And this one I saw many years ago, and I was like, what a crazy, awesome, clever Kinnikuman figure. I never in a million years guessed I would have owned one, let alone gotten one in a
random
in a draw bag. I met Nakamura-san, who was the head of PR at Mandarake, and another gentleman, Jonathan, who was from the UK, so he spoke perfect English. And we sat down for, boy, it must have been an hour and just talked about the collectibles we love and what Mandarake is and what they hope to do. At the end of the meeting, they were so kind and nice enough to give me these 2 Mandarake Grand Muscle exclusives. Apparently, these are long since sold out, but these look like these sort of hand-casted, smaller run Kinkeshi.
So right there, Mandarake Grand Muscle. Look at that, and these are sold out there.
That's what they had told me, yeah. These are very hard to come by, and they sort of offer exclusive product in limited amounts from time to time.
He's even got the Mandarake shopping bag.
Yeah, that's a high status symbol.
Speaking of exclusives, we've got something else, and it's a little tasty.
So, obviously we love Bikkuriman, right? And not only is there an entire Keshi store, there's an entire store for Bikkuriman and Pokemon cards.
I could not believe how much some of them go for. Like this one sticker.
It's insane. I have footage of a 1 million yen Bikkuriman seal that they had there. They had 2 of them on display. They also put out bounties on certain items. So right now they're paying a massive amount of money for anybody who can bring them the wrapper from a ice cream Bikkuriman. Not even the ice cream itself, just the wrapper they're looking to buy. It was really, first of all, I had no idea how many Bikkuriman there are.
There's a lot. Right. I saw a couple of reprints. It's like this one is so expensive, but you can get this one that looks exactly the same for cheaper.
We of course have our own faux Bikkuriman seal of the Night of the Slice. I tried to sneak that into the display case to no avail. I was arrested. But they have their own exclusives. So I actually didn't open these yet. But instead of a wafer cookie with the regular Bikkuriman, I think these are, looks like gum or some kind of candy.
Like a taffy?
Yeah, let's try it out. It tastes like, wait, maybe it's not gum, maybe it's, what is that flavor, lychee?
It's very fruity.
These are good. Oh, I don't know. Thank you. So obviously the main event is the seal it comes with. Oh, cool. What'd you get?
This little
boy. These are really cool.
Very nice. And these were exclusive to the Mandarake Bikkuriman store.
Yeah, so you'll get these for about 463 yen, if I'm not mistaken.
Almost like $4, maybe a little less.
Really the main event though. The real reason most people and most toy hustlers go to Mandarake is the reason you went.
Yep.
And that is?
For vinyl. And again, I visited 3 locations, and no question Nakano Broadway had the biggest selection.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it's interesting because they had one store specifically, if you wanted Godzilla from Mandarake, you went to one area. And there's a vinyl maker by Sun Guts. I ended up getting 3 vinyls from him because he only goes to shows and I'm never there. And he offers this little shark boy and a shark girl, and they have different heads. Sometimes they're alligator heads, and I ended up getting one of those, the clear pink female one. But my favorite thing that I got from Mandarake was the Sun Guts Shin Godzilla baby version, Kamata-kun, glow in the dark. And
it's awesome. What a great piece.
It is amazing. I knew it goes for a little more than average price, but it was just 1, the yen was low. 2, I was at Mandarake, and 3, it was the last one in the case. So
my God, it's so low.
It was so low, I had to buy it. In addition to that, I went to Japan thinking I want to get something Astro Boy, and in something that wasn't necessarily.
You said that in our intro video. You said, I'm going to Japan, I gotta get something Astro Boy.
And I found one that was like in a case with like diningware. It was just like by itself. And I ended up getting
Wait, was this at that store in Cold Spring on Main Street?
Exactly, yes. And I was so happy to grab it because I went to another store and it was like 5 times the price. So I was really happy. It was from 2003 and it's so good. It's just amazing. And I also got a real headpiece from the Shibuya location.
I almost bought a sofubi there.
Almost?
Almost. Do you know which one it was?
What?
It was the Vladimir Putin that they
had.
Which
okay.
was like, what was it, 80,000 yen or so? It was like $800
Yeah,
US.
it was in the Kinnikumen, like the one with the shrine entrance.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
and
it
it's
was
up to the
outside
left.
of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Mandarake deal with secondhand goods, you never know what you're going to find, which is why you got to check their eBay listing 4 times a day, I would say. I would recommend.
4 times a day.
At a minimum.
On the day.
At a minimum.
Yes. So if you're not visiting Japan anytime soon and you live in the US, what do? Visit Mandarake on eBay. Check out the link in the description.
You need a little piece of what we experienced on our trip. That's the place to go. But if you do end up flying over, you got to go see these places.
Yes.
They're absolutely to die for. We hope you enjoyed this video. This is not the last of our Japan coverage. There's a lot more coming up. So stay tuned to Toy Pizza. And the only thing left to say is...
Pizza out.
No, 800 yen is $1, right?
No, 100 yen is $1.
No, 400, well, if you subtract minus, conversion rate, bank fee.